Alright, so it's recording. So here it is, recording now. So Saturday, 18:05, 26 seconds, year 2024, 5th month, May 25th day. 25. So looking at the moon, this is all being screen shared. So okay, today's moon is the 25, and it is the waning gibbous. The illumination is 96%. So it's still pretty much full moon energy. So waning gibbous at 96%. The Gibson, the waning Gibson. Wax on and wax off. So yeah, so for some reason I've been getting into this book here lately, The Vision. There's the part 1 is finished, ready to upload. So I'm gonna upload that now. An hour video. That was exact an hour 101. So I'm gonna put in here Nana. Yeats poetry. Poetry Blue Book. 10 million. Number 1. So there it is, it's uploading. Now, here we are, getting back. So yeah, W.B. Yeats. And here's what the brother looks like. Here's a picture of the brother in the front of the book. This is from 1907. A lot of these books like this started really coming out in the early 1900s. W.B. Yeats, there he is. You know, parts to the great philosophers, continuations. All these books are just continuations from the great philosophers. You know, Pythagoras being one of them. But that's all they are, you know. The great philosophers is nothing but it's just, philosophy is nothing but just trying to figure shit out. What the fuck is this existence? Basically, is what it gets down to. It's just as simple as that. Everyone's got a story. They say, you know, well, this is God. He created everything, you know, or whatever. Fuck, my religious believer. Or something happened. The Big Bang happened. Everyone's got their take on it, or their spin, or their what they like to share, and you know, and you know, for me, it finally got to the point where, you know, instead of listening to what other people and believing what other people have to say, it finally got to the point. It's like, well, fuck, I can look around and add shit up and observe and come up with a fucking story too. So I mean, that's where it all really started. The whole fucking universe really started opening up, is when that realization struck. that on the road to independence, true independence on that road, instead of dependency on what someone else came up with, someone else's observation. So that was one of the first books that mother had that I started getting into. For some reason, she gave me that book. I would visit her, and she said, here's a book, look into this. Because she could tell from our conversations that I was starting to see some of the information she was learning, and she wanted to pass that information on. She said, if there's anybody in the family, she said, Russell, you're gonna be the one. Anybody in the family, you're gonna be the fucking one. So, and then this was the second one, Zodiac and the Salts of Salvation. And it's the same color, it's the same size books, same thicknesses and shit. These books that come out, at these times. So there's something significant about these particular book styles, the way they're constructed and everything. There's all kinds of secret code and meaning into it. Anyway, so I just pick a page and just start. I want to get a page that's all marked up, because it's a significant page here. All right, here's a page. This is page. Fuck page is this? Well, 158. This is in the Salts of Salvation book. It says this. Starts off. Or the electrical iron will not heat sufficiently. There are innumerable other illustrations. Keep in mind that this is a page in the book that's describing one of the zodiac signs. Okay, and this one happens to be Leo. This is part of Leo. Leo and magnesium phosphate is the cell salt. Because there's 12 zodiac signs. There's also 12 building block salts to all construction companies that are out there. All their plaster, their brick, all the shit that they use as far as, chemistry. There's 12 basic salts in the universe is what it's called. 12 base salts. And each constellation represents a particular salt in the universe. Like one of the salts is magnesium phosphate, which makes up the body, which makes up the universe. Another salt is considered, sodium is a salt. Natrium mur is a salt, one of the 12 salts. Ferrum phosphates is one of the 12 salts. Ferrum phosphates, that's Pisces. And then fucking natrium sulfite, that's a Taurus salt. All people that are born in the sign Taurus, their bodies are high, their bodies use that particular salt up the most. So the bodies are actually low in those salts, because it really uses that salt up fast. And for Aries, it's Kali phosphate. And there's another name for the word Kali phosphate. There's another book that gives all the different words. But gets into acid and alkali acting, proceeding and acting again, operating, transmuting, fomenting, interest and spasms of pain, uniting, reacting, creating, like souls passing under the rod. Some people call it chemistry. Others call it God. So chemistry, some people call it chemistry, Opposites attract is a chemistry. Paula Abdul sings a song on that. A popular song in top 40 charts. Opposites attract, Why is it that a lovely, innocent, beautiful, affectionate woman would be attracted to a fucking wife beater? Why is it? Because opposites attract. There's a chemistry there. There's certain elements within that man and certain elements within that girl that are strong attraction outside of all the negative that also comes with it. Sometimes the good attractions are so strong it outweighs all the negative until the negative starts becoming more powerful. The wife gets beaten up enough times and she's like, fuck, I'm out of this relationship. Next thing you know, she's in another relationship and the same dude has the same traits. These patterns in society, they're all testified upon. It says, oh man, I got rid of this guy, I got together with another guy, and all of a sudden, unbeknownst to me, he turned out to be a wife beater too. Why do I keep attracting wife beaters? Right? Okay, so there's answers to that shit in these books, why that shit happens. And to be able to see the invisible, so to not fall in the fucking trap anymore. To be able to see through it and to see what's coming down the road, and basically decide how to size someone up. To walk down the street and instantly you can see everything invisible going on with them, and to stay away from them. One knows to stay away because they see right the fuck through it. They ain't gonna be fooled. They ain't gonna be tricked. Ain't gonna be manipulated. They're just born with that strong gift to be able to see through shit and stay away from a lot of trouble. Stay away from it. So anyway, so I was reading on page 1, whatever page it was. So now I'm just gonna pick a page. Here's one. It's got a whole bunch of writing and shit all in it. Heavy notes. So this is page 194. This happens to be LIBRA, the natrium phosphate salt. Okay, it's fall. Sun is in its fall in Libra. They must be reined in, held in leash. If the pole on either rein is the same, then the horse is kept in the middle. Balance of the road. It should be realized by now that not without definite reason have names been given to objects or things, animate or inanimate. Let it again be stated that as long as one corpuscle of the human body loses its life, the body is unbalanced. There's no equality. Balance is only, or equality is ultimately attained by the presence in the body of each and every corpuscle required to form a numerically perfect body. Numerically perfect body. Now, this also gets into the hidden code of the legal system, because predominantly the word balance is connected to counting up the money at the end of the day. And a balance really means that we're short money here. So they say we need to balance the books, which means there's a debtor. There's a debt here. Someone didn't pay up. Basically what it gets down to. Okay, who's the fucking slave didn't pay, or who's the fucking slave stole money out of the fucking treasury? All right, balance. Balance isn't what everybody thinks of today. Meaning, one's balanced, then they're emotionally healthy. They're balanced. No, balanced means one is a debtor. So if someone compliments you out in town, they say, "Oh God, you're so balanced." What they're telling you is, you didn't pay up, fucker. That's the hidden energy behind it, the subconscious hidden energy that people don't see because they don't know how the system really functions. And so, in reading some of these old books, that legalism has been the strongest energy in the air, regulating the societies for thousands of years. Legalism. And the word balance means someone didn't pay or someone stole from the treasury. And someone needs to be sent a bill. Someone needs to be sent a bill. If they don't pay, then they're going to get arrested, fined, judgment for the court, thrown in the dungeon, all that shit. Get fucked by prison bubba, beat the fuck up, and all that shit. Oh, yeah. So, when I read these books, knowing all the fucking shit I know, I can see through all kinds of words and see what's really being said here. And it didn't come overnight. It come by fucking reading enough books and watching enough YouTube videos and sitting down and thinking and pondering shit and having experience with the legal system, the whole fucking 9 yards. Everything plays into it. So, and not necessarily to celebrate the word I, because that's really a legal celebration. To sit here and say I did it, I figured it out, and da da da. Really, a more general rehearsal and repetition is just to speak generally into the air. All this book writing is much more easily seen when there's much study, much experience, and just leave it at that instead of all this you need to study, I studied, I need to study more. That's all identity stuff. That's all what's in your wallet, which is jurisdiction. At the center of the jurisdiction, legal jurisdiction. It's all about when a cop pulls someone over, it's always the first thing, ask a few questions, adhesion contracts are formed. This seems like a citizen, looks like he's under my jurisdiction, but it's going to be solidified what's in your wallet. Because there's two things in the wallet that's really are after. That's the identification that says, you are mine. And then comes the money. Aha, now I'm going to get what you got. Yeah. It's called identity, to identify. To personalize things is also grouped in with that. So when the new interpretation to the Bible came along 2,000 years ago with Emperor Constantine, where they started teaching all the people that all the stories and the coded stories in the old ancient astrology book, they started telling everybody there was a real Jesus, there's a real Mary, a real Joseph, a real Judah, a real Moses, a real King David, a real King Saul, a real Apostle Paul. Everything was personalized. Well, this is all part of the psychology and programming the subconscious to identify with things. And basically it comes down to, the subconscious brainwashed into jurisdiction. Oh, you're my slave. In other words, do what you're told to do now. All the children are trained up into this. It's been going on for thousands of years with all the kings and queens and everything, all the rulers. It's some deep shit to be able to see that shit clearly. Deep shit. Anyway, going on. The term RIENS, because this talking LIBRA. This page 194. Remember, I just turned to any page and just started reading without fear. Reading without fear, without thinking, someone might personalize and identify with. Now they're gonna get mad, offended, da 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 da. No, to see through all the illusion and just roll with it. Put it all out there. Because everything's general. You know, if someone wants to identify with it, then that's on them. When it really gets down to it, it's on them. That's another way of saying that's their problem. They're going to have to figure out what the fuck's going on with the universe without no one doing it for them. Although that's identity type talk language. But a more general way to put it, a more healthier way to put it in different words, and and just say, the universal energy longs to be self-discovered. Now there's no taxation and identity there. But the old bad habit still comes up, and it's always going to be about you, me, us, them, they, until that bad habit is really neutralized. Neutralized, and to bear with it, to bear with the bad habit, to bear with it until there's more the neutral, non-combatant general existence. So here we are dealing with Libra, and it's saying point blank right here, Libras have to be reined in. They have to be reined in. This is what it's saying in the book with this particular energy. It has to be reined in. It has to have leashes put on it like a horse and guided. Libra is the balance, which is someone's got to pay, which is the one going around taxing everyone, right? The bully, the child bully, it has to be reined in. That energy has to be reined in. It has to be mothered. Okay? The secrets behind the zodiac sign Libra, legally speaking. All right. These are the old ancient zodiac astrology books. They ain't the new ones that are on the shelf that most people read, ready for a horoscope so they can predict what's going to happen tomorrow. This gets deep into the universal energies, the old ancient knowledge. Coming from China, the dragon, the oldest civilization. They're heavy in the zodiac. In fact, in America, until recently, because I started bringing it up from the backyard, next thing you know, they're pulling all the zodiac placemats out of the Chinese restaurants. So I'm out here in the backyard fucking exposing it all. Next thing you know, all the American zodiac placemats, they're removed. You can't find them in the restaurants now. It used to be you could go into a Chinese restaurant and it'd be all zodiac astrology placemats. All right? All right, so. Ancient, it goes deep into China, the oldest recorded civilization, and it's said to be 14,000 years old, which is older than England, which is 2,000 years old. Europe, that civilization is only 2,000 years old. America as a whole is only 200 years old compared to England, Big Brother, who is little brother to China civilization, who is littler brother to the African civilization. That there are no civilized records. It's more down to earth, closer to nature, with the big cats out in the jungle. That's some heavy shit to consider. Though both complement each other, both records and no records, the wild and recording what's going on in the wild. Because recording is just someone sharing their experiences. The wild experiences. That's all a record is. It's just a story someone shared. I saw a cat today in the jungle. Okay, well, the story was told, so it becomes a memory. And then people etch it and draw it on a wall and shit. They get all inspired with art and write books and all kinds of shit. So anyway, going on with Libra. They're saying straight up, point blank, Libra has to be fucking. Libra is like a tax collecting bully child that needs to be reined in like a horse. Or else it'll just fucking cause havoc all over the fucking place. Because balance means there's a debtor and someone needs to pay. That's the psychology, the hidden energy behind Libra, dealing with Libras, the Libra energy. And not all Libras are like this. It all depends. But predominantly, that's generally speaking. This is where this particular universal behavior is just called Libra, so that there can be a memory and a record. One could say, "Oh, Libra. Okay, that's the information of the tax collector." That behavior, universal general behavior that's always there in the universe. It's just given a name so it's easy to remember. It doesn't mean that one has to go around and say, "Oh my God, I'm a Libra. I must be a tax collector." Huh. Okay, so one starts thinking, okay, I guess I got to live up to that standard. I guess that's what I am, huh? That's what identity does. It causes people, to automatically splash around on the surface with information, and they run with it. Now you got media stories, you got news stories, all kinds of shit. Songs, Hollywood movies, cults, followings, clubs, churches, organizations, all based on just splashing around on the surface of the water. All right, so the term RIENS is applicable, moving on to paragraph number 3 on page 194, to this book called The Zodiac and the Salts of Salvation, written by George W. Carey and his partner Inez Eudoro Perry. The term RIENS is applicable to this part of the human body from an architectural point of view as the following reference, obtained from Webster's, bears testimony. RIENS, the parts between the crown and the spring or embutment, including the loading or filling behind the vault shell, analogous to the hunches of an ark. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fucking information to consider for the word RIENS. Applicable to reining in the Libra energy, which goes around and wants to collect taxes from everybody. Make them pay. The Libra energy. The balancing of the books. It's what it's all, legally speaking, predominantly stuck in the mud abusively with that particular energy. Looking to keep it that way forever. The slave system. Doctor Who. Tie one down. The Silk Road. Wear this mask. Needle in the arm. Straight jackets. All that shit. Child abuse. Pedophilia. Rape. So. And then the next paragraph. It is not difficult to check up on facts. For what is true in one art is true in all. Man's body is a piece of architecture, and therefore terms used in this profession apply equally to the human dwelling. Man's body is also a piece of real estate. Wow. No doubt in the legal system. For it consists of the same earthly elements. But in most instances, it is a pretty poor piece of real estate. Pretty poor piece of real estate. For it possesses very little value. It is chemically very much depleted. Chemicals, chemically speaking, depleted. Depleted of minerals, depleted of energy, depleted of knowledge, depleted of affection, depleted of all the healthy emotions, depleted of everything that's needed to live forever and be healthy and happy. technically speaking, this brother is saying the body is chemically very much depleted. Worn the fuck out. You know, it needs to be revitalized, is basically what he's saying. So anyway, moving on. This is Libra. He's getting deeper and deeper into why Libras need to be reined in. So, you know, and of course, when one is depleted of all that's wonderful to enjoy, it's natural. The bad habit takes over, and one goes around and expects everyone else to pay him. That's the bully energy, straight up. And all zodiac signs have the Libra in them. It's not just the Libras. All the zodiac signs have the problem. It's just strongest from the Libra star constellation out there in that part of the universe. And there are souls that are born into existence that are strongly more so from that constellation in the universe. They're more so from that area. Certain souls. And remember, it's always nice to remember that the universe is also like one big giant computer program that's already pre-programmed. Yet, it has soul, which can customize everything. Customize. Can add to, bring in, and revitalize all that's been depleted with the robot side, the programming. I mean, it's quite insightful once that particular evidence that's there just floating in the air to pick up on, being broadcast all the time. It can be tuned into anytime, anytime it can be tuned into. It's always that station is always playing. That information is always playing in the universe with the universal energy. You know, some people choose not to listen to it. Others like to listen to that radio station. Some people like to only listen to certain radio stations, country radio, bebop radio. They won't dare listen to ballads or folk music radio or dance music radio, you know. And then there are some that like to listen to more variety, and there are some that don't. They enjoy listening to every fucking station that there fucking is. And they go through periods where they listen to one station more so than another, and then they go to enjoy another station for a while. You know, there are all kinds of different variations. So, Libra, this was page 194. So remember, you know, the Sicily brother just sat down and opened the book anywhere, started reading. Just out of the fucking blue, just boom, and it just happened to fall on Libra. All right. It is not difficult to check up on the facts for what is. Oh, we read that one. To the degree in which a person is chemically deficient, is he mentally and physically unbalanced? Therefore, as the mineral elements are restored to the blood, and the laws of right living followed so that no surplus waste or indeed any waste accumulates, the left pan of the scale slowly rises until it eventually balances with the right. It is interesting to find that the left pan of the scale of Libra, which covers the first 15 degrees of the sign, includes the vibrations of Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, the last 6 signs of the zodiac. It'll be realized, therefore, when the reader has studied the last 6 chapters of this work, that the signs they represent and the work they cover is indeed the great work, and must be completed before the circle of life can be eternally cemented together. Thus, the left scale pan represents the first 15 degrees of Libra, and the last 6 signs, which the right scale pan covers the last 15 degrees and the first 6 signs. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. You know, pretty much, that's all I want to read for now. And, you know, I'm thinking, wow, okay, well, Libra, it says here, there's a big connection between Libra and Sagittarius and Capricorn, and, you know, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, I'm a fucking Capricorn. There's a Libra neighbor over here. I'm thinking, well, this is evidence to consider, you know, if I really want to get deep into this shit, there's probably some answers here, you know. There's probably some answers here, some revelation to be held in evaluating, you know. Pisces, Aquarius, it says straight up right in here, you know, but also, you know, it's wonderful to keep in mind, this is just someone else's story. Doesn't mean that it's true. And when that thought is just sit there and just soaked up, it's like, oh my God, what a relief that I don't have to believe this shit if I don't want to. And I can call it shit if I want to. I can call it great stuff, I can call it shit, I can call it anything I want in the moment that I'm feeling with the mood. What a relief that I don't even gotta believe it. But how fucking tempting it was to believe it. Because someone wrote it and it sounds so sophisticated and complicated that it must mean that it means something and that it has to be figured out. But in all actuality, what a relief when one throws that heavy tax burden off the shoulder. I ain't gotta believe any of that shit I just read. And that opens up the door to, wow, I can pick and choose whatever the fuck I want with it. And then sit here and be in peace and, oh man, the sun's shining on the face. And it's just like, now this feels like living forever here in this moment. It's like, there ain't no worry in this fucking moment right now. Ain't no fear, just pure calm, just moments of just ecstatic fucking jubilation. Just, especially when I when I shut up and just be nice and just relax. One just kind of, you know, the energy just kind of feel like, God, these are the kind of moments I wish I had a little bit of cannabis and just have a puff and just and just enjoy the moment with it, just soaking up the sun, just But if I knew I had some cannabis, you know, if I had some stored somewhere in the house, whatever the fuck, I'd be fucking smoking it all the fucking time. So, I'd be fucking tired eating fucking cakes and ice cream all fucking day. You know, for me. You know. Some people, you know, it has different effects, but that's what it does for me. I'd be smoking way too fucking much. Whereas if I just leave it out in town, you know, and it's kind of like food, you know, just leave it at the store if I really need it, you know. I know that there's some ice cream at the store if I really need it. You know, I know there's some pot to go get out in the store if I really need it. There's alcohol, there's whatever the fuck, there's girls, whatever the fuck it is. It's all out in town. If I really need it. It's there. And that's kind of cool to know. It's getting fucking cold out here. Put the fucking jacket on. Or even just having, you know, a little bit of wine, a little bit of Riesling, a little bit of red wine in the fridge, you know. God, man, I'm fucking in the mood to have a fucking, I haven't had any fucking alcohol in a fucking long fucking time. Any wine, you know, just and it's a fucking full moon. I'd probably be out here in the backyard fucking raising fucking havoc if I fucking, cause once I get that shit, I'll probably drink the whole fucking bottle. I'll be fucking a mouthy fucker. So I'm thinking, I don't think I want to go there. But it would be nice just to have a little sip, you know. Maybe I could just get one of those little one bottle wine coolers and just enjoy that. But that might lead to going back to the store and just getting a whole fucking bottle. Anyway, so. It's nice enough just to enjoy the sunshine right now beating on the face. Ah, feels good. I'll just end this video. I think it's been another hour.